And I even wrote code just to be able to understand how they feel and which kind of environment they operate and the challenges. So I think this empathy is very important. But apart from that, I think tech is sometimes overrated.
This is Velocitize Talks, and I'm Eric Jones. I'm here with Serhat Akkilic, the CEO of Project House. Serhat, it's great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about Havas Creative Group Turkey and your sort of place within Havas Group and also your unique value proposition.
Kind of an interesting geography, so to speak. I mean, we have a great talent set. We are in the middle of different time zones and access to a great cost efficiency. So what we did was to utilize all these things and putting them into a marketing operations center, especially for digital, and helping our colleagues and our clients throughout the world achieve their objectives in digital marketing by operationalizing their campaigns. So we work with agencies, we work with direct clients, but what we do is actually put each and every element in place for the marketing departments to get the campaign up and running in a pretty fast and efficient, effective manner.
You run a global digital hub in Istanbul called Project House that provides a service you've dubbed MarOps to clients in up to 20 different countries. Tell us a little bit about what MarOps is.
Yeah, MarOps, actually, it's a coin that it's a term that we coined for deriving from the DevOps. I mean, well, every discipline needs a little bit stretching these days because you cannot go verticals. The merit is to become the horizontal, siloless organizations, and same for agencies as well. And when you look at a marketing department, back in the old days, they were the point to coordinate and do everything with just one monolithic agency maybe. But today it's impossible. And even the sheer amount of, coordination points, technology, and the processes they have to manage is very difficult to handle at the moment. What we do is to help these CMOs and the marketing organizations, give them an operational edge, so that we take out all the operational complexity, so that they can focus on the strategy, so they can focus on the orchestration and set the vision, and then we just pull the trigger, we pick up everything left. So that's sort of marketing people, technology people, operations people working together, which is a very difficult combination, by the way. That's one of our biggest value propositions because normally they would not even rather be in the same room together, but we created a team that they work hand in hand.
That's interesting. So how do you see the CMOs of tomorrow? Where do you see them coming from? Are they going to be more on the tech side, do you think, or more on the sort of traditional marketing side?
I think like the rise of any technology, it's sometimes overrated. I think the technology is great. Then we have to have the CMOs in the room with tech savvy. Definitely, we have to be able to. I'm a marketer myself from an FMCG company originally, and then going to the advertising world, I found the comfort of talking to a tech person, and I even wrote code just to be able to understand how they feel and which kind of environment they operate and the challenges. So I think this empathy is very important. But apart from that, I think tech is sometimes overrated. I mean, I have clients invested millions of dollars into platforms, and in their own words, they said, "Oh, we have a Ferrari, but we don't know how to turn the key on." Well, they know, but they're fumbling and they're struggling to do it efficiently and effectively. And there are many brands like this.
So, talking a little bit about AI, you've studied how different media and cultural environments shape our perception of AI. What are some of the key things that you've learned?
Well, I'm still struggling to finish my PhD thesis. A few months away, I hope, depending on my advisor. But, well, the thing is that the representation of science and technology is very culturally reflected, and a robot is not a robot everywhere. Or like a petri dish is not a petri dish in every laboratory, in every society. It means different things to different people. Some societies perceive it more maybe respected, some others too rigid. So the AI is definitely a hype thing, and it's been anthropomorphized. I mean, we think it's the robots and the cool, chatbots, everything, Alexa, Google Home, whatever, but it's a piece of code. And it has immense effects on our life we're not aware of. When you buy food, you're informed on the package, the whole effects on your body. When you buy any electronic device, I'm not talking about the body effects, but I'm talking about the effects it has put on your life, the relationalities, the which road you will take, which content you will consume. So it shapes your view on life, basically in time. So it makes you a different person, actually, but you're not aware of this. And this has been all, curated by the media. The media is tackling AI as a bipolar thing. I mean, the utopian or dystopian, but it's all contextual. So I think there is merit to deconstruct all the conversations and understand AI depending on where it's used, how it's used, and the culture. That's the basis of my, attempts towards a more academic endeavor, but still taking time.
Nice. You talked a little bit about, the sort of within marketing organizations, the criticality of creative, right? And the sort of creatives. At the end of the day, that's still the most important, area. Given the glut of content that's out there today, what type of creative do you think most resonates with people? What's really working in the marketplace?
I mean, engagement content, I think, is the particles of a story, of a big story. Of course, we have to have a convenient and coherent story for the brand, for that specific marketing objective. But I think content is one of the most important factors of the omni-channel experience. It's one of the things that makes the omni-channel frictionless. And it does that when you create it based on the micro moments, based on the persona, the audiences, micro audiences actually. So I think the way we create content at the moment in the agency side is very monolithic, is very bulk-wise. We treat it as a bulk content, bulk story. But there are thousands of faces of it in each and every contextual moment that technology can now enable us to target people.
What brands would you cite as doing a great job of creating that sort of seamless experience, from physical to digital?
There are brands that is still resisting the idea that we have a creative concept and we need to have a complete TVC and the rest of the campaign is to be filled out by our digital agency. Mm-hmm. And that's a considerable size of the market at the moment. And I think it will be changing. I think the change is coming from the side that where the money is made in digital, the brand managers and all the industry is seeing what effects the digital has on the business, on the P&L, on the bottom line of the business. So then you shape up your organization based on that. And your production department is getting very close to the marketing department. In classical production environments, when you have a factory, when you have a marketing department, well, I started my life in Procter & Gamble, and the factory was, hundreds of kilometers away. And in today's digital world, when you produce something digitally, you actually put the elements of marketing right into it. The product is very much into the marketing side. So like the development and the operations management is very much into the same side.
You worked at Procter & Gamble and Havas
years ago.
Now. What's the biggest change that you've seen in brand marketing over that period of time?
I think from the CMO perspective, the biggest challenge is the amount of third parties you have to manage and the different language that you have to listen and understand. And in different cultures, it's very difficult to say, I don't know that. And in some cultures, it's easy. In some cultures, it's very difficult. Because I work with many cultures across the world, and I see that the people, or the organizational cultures, we can say, you know what, we don't know anything about it.
We've seen, Gen Z and millennials express an interest or aligning themselves more with companies or brands that have a very clear either social purpose or doing something good for society. Do you think that will continue to be an important trend? Do you think it's okay for brands to sit on the sidelines today, or do you think they have to get involved in issues?
There are different categories of being meaningful. There is a societal level, there is an economic level, there is a ecological level maybe, but when you talk about being meaningful, you at functional level, at the very product package design way, you can be meaningful. So it's not always say, I'm meaningful because I'm doing something great every day for the world. You cannot do that. Your job is not to do something great for the world, but your job is to do something great or something not bad for the world while you are doing your core business. But while practicing their business, putting the meaningful elements to it means that they're taking care of different values of the millennials or other generations. So I see it as a open conversation thing rather than we are doing this as well. So we are eliminating plastics. That's great, but there are tons of things that you should be doing while you're making money because your entire production system is based on that system. So I think it's very easy to quote the buzzword of being meaningful is the biggest challenge, I think, and it will be the biggest challenge for the brands.
One of the questions we love asking our guests is a book that you'd like to recommend for our viewers.
I read two kinds of things. I read very old things, like 19th century sociology books, like from Marcel Mauss. I mean, The Gift. I think it's a great academic work, but also giving the insights of how people and reciprocity of the cultures is giving way to maybe to marketing as well in today's marketing, and also the things that are very new, like the digital transformation. I think that the last book I read was the digital transformation. The title, I don't remember exactly, but it was Digital Transformation, and Sunil Gupta was the author. Very much, detailing and outlining everything about how and what the organizations should be going through in terms of digital transformation journey. And it's an ongoing journey. And as I said, it's part of being a service business and switching from a product business.
Serhat, thank you very much.
Thanks for it.
That was Serhat Akkilic, the CEO of Project House.